taking those surplus grains and distilling them in the winter time, using them for that nagging cough in the winter or any social reasons. They would bring the whiskey out, or brandy. Brandy was another distilled product in this area. A lot of fruit groves actually back then. But it was his son, Oscar, that built the core of this building in 1838. And because of the great history here, we're a national historic landmark. In fact, our plaque is on the outside of the building. You'll see the beautiful grist mill stoned above the door. There was a grist mill on this property at one point. So, one thing that you may have heard before is all bourbon is whiskey, and not all whiskey is bourbon. Have you heard that? Whiskey is a category that bourbon fits under, actually protected by law. In 1964, Congress passed an identifications resolution depicting the properties of what makes bourbon bourbon. Protects you as the consumer fermentation process. So going in an 18 proof, coming off at about 40, going in the next mill, and coming off there about 80 to 100, coming off that still, going into the third one, coming off at about 125, 158 proof. Go ahead, Lily. Now when you're noticing that new maker, new spirit, you might think of like fruit notes, like a really sharp Granny Smith apple. Some people get some of the grain aroma. And then, see, this is where we fill our barrel. That's where we're getting next. So get ready to fill another. All one at a time. When they go to the distilleries, well, they have rows and rows and rows. Now, we're just doing that right here. We're making these to make sure they get treated nicely every step of the way. So, we do make a new spirit. You don't hear me okay? Then we notice that there, it's actually aged down. Because after it's run through that last still, and that's around 155, 158 proof or something like that, that's way too high to put in a barrel. By law, we have to bring that proof level down to under 125 proof. So we do what they call gauging, and they're going to gauge into that tank and use demineralized water, neutral water. We only use that well water in the cooking process. Now we're going to use the neutral water, bring that proof level down to about 110 or so. Fill it up right there. Our barrels come from our cooperage. We own our own cooperage in Woodford, Kentucky. So they not only char the barrel, but they toast that barrel first. And that's what makes a big difference in the flavor profile. It is the limestone that I referred to, which is a local bedrock here that was quarried out. It's not fieldstone. That stuff was hand quarried. Scotch-Irish people that immigrated here actually did a lot of building with the stonemasons and built this building in particular. In the late 1800s, they passed something called the Bottled and Bond Act. That is why we have shutters and bars on the windows. It was about not only taxing, but it was making sure the parameters fit the legal requirements of not only that the distillery had to be, that the distilled product had to come from the same distiller that it was aged at, and it had to age at least 4 years. And again, it was not only a matter of protecting the consumer, as we have the law now, but it was also making sure that no one was taxed or either got away with without paying tax or tax before the barrels were aged properly. So that was the Bottled and Bond Act. I think it was 1898, if I'm not mistaken. So that's about when this building was built. Now, we're going to go into this hallway. It smells wonderful. We call it the Angel Share. I like to call it Kentucky air freshener, so come on. Our house is paramount to acquiring the taste that we need for our bourbon. The wood has to expand and contract, expand and contract. We don't want that bourbon in there just stagnant. We want it moving in and out of that wood. Kentucky has natural seasons, so a lot of that does happen naturally, but we do a little encouraging in the winter time. So once those barrels come in, and they come in the opposite door you came in, right into that hallway, they go down to a freight elevator, they go up to their appropriate rig, and they're not moved or rotated. Once they're in, which is unusual in this industry. But what we do in the wintertime to encourage the seasoning is to heat up the building. Steam heat pipes that are running underneath our feet are going to increase the temperature to about 85 degrees just periodically, not all winter. But if we're having a particularly cold winter, we're going to encourage the heat to build up for about a week, then turn it off, let the doors open up, and everything cools off. So that bourbon, as that wood expands in the heat, is going to soak in, and then when it cools off, it goes back in. So we add a little bit of extra seasons that way. with the steam heat pipes. Woodford Reserve Distiller Select is our flagship bourbon. Now remember, it's only 20 years old, right? This is a really old distillery with a lot of different other whiskeys being made here. But Woodford Reserve itself is only 20 years old as of last October, actually. Came in on the market then. We also have something called Double Oaked. Has anyone tried Double Oaked? Yeah? Yeah. Well, if you haven't, we're gonna take care of that after the tour. We're gonna try both of those bourbons after the tour.
Does Double Oak mean it goes into a different barrel?
Exactly. Here's the thing. You know, our master distiller's name is Chris Morrison, said, Chris, you know, you got a great bourbon. How are you going to improve on that? He said, well, I've got the world's best bourbon, and I'm going to start with the world's best bourbon. And I'm going to take that mature bourbon, and I'm going to put it in a second barrel. Now, I don't know if you could hear me in the barrel filling area. I said we have our own cooperage in Louisville. We make our own barrels to our specifications. Has to be an oak. Oh, it's great. It's a great tour. If you ever get to go see a cooperage anywhere, I really recommend it. It's a craft. They are just throwing those barrel staves in, and it's just a really amazing process. But we toast our barrel first with a radiant heat. Oak has a great, especially white oak, has a wonderful amount of sugar content that we want to pull out. We want to caramelize those sugars, really helping to brighten up those sweet aromatics and bring them forth. And once we toast it, then we char that barrel. So, Distiller Select is in a toasted medium char barrel. It comes out, goes in a second barrel. That second barrel is heavily toasted in a flash char, just barely enough to call it, so we still call it bourbon. And the toasted, which equals sweetness, brings out those wonderful caramelized sweet aromatics, and you'll get to taste those in the second bourbon. Made from the same ingredients, everything's the same until you put it in that second barrel. So it's amazing how you tweak one little thing and it changes the whole flavor profile. And then you start tasting these barrels. They probably have control barrels in every lot, and they're going to start tasting those. And we really base the time that we mature our barrels according to a flavor profile, rather than, okay, well, it's been 6 years, it's time to dump that barrel. It has to meet that flavor profile. So, why don't we rotate or move our barrels? Well, in the wintertime, these lower ricks are actually going to get the benefit of that steam heat that comes from the floor. The upper ricks obviously get that summer heat that rolls right up there. And somewhere in between is the middle, and they're catching both, you know, for each season. So we really don't have to move our barrels. They're still getting the benefit of the heat, which we rely on. So it's a flavor profile we're looking for, and that's huge importance. And so when we're a small batch bourbon, so when we dump our barrels for a small batch, we might have a 6-year-old barrel, we might have a 9-year-old barrel. It just depends on when it hit that flavor profile, when it's ready. Now they drill right in the barrel head. This one's already, I can see where they've drilled a hole. They take a sample and taste it. So they've already started tasting this one already. Yeah, because they want to make sure once it gets in the barrel,
drill a hole in there?
They drill.
They don't go in through the bung? No?
They go right in the barrel head. You can see where they've done that. And they take a little cedar peg and they put it back in there and just kind of coagulates and creates its own seal. They call that barrel honey. Yeah. So, yeah, once it gets in the barrel, if it goes bad, they can't fix it. So they want to make sure early on that it's got a good start. Let's go see the bottling room. What do you say?
How many barrels in here?
5,000 barrels in this old building, and it's the oldest and only stone aging warehouse in use, built for its original purpose.
So when you say some are at 6 years and some are at 9 years,
Yeah.
You're using the distiller's nose and taste to blend it together?
There's a sensory panel that actually determines that, yes. Yeah. I'm sure there's some chemical analysis and proof level analysis as well, but the main thing is taste. Yes, sir. Built to be a warehouse, but now serves our bottling building. Every bottle of Woodford Reserve goes through that bottling line. It was really noisy a second ago, so I was talking out here. But we'll poke our head in and see how it's all done. So up until a couple years ago was our only warehouse. Now we have 4 new ones up on the hill. So this is not our only warehouse anymore. It used to be. Okay, something about the barrels. When we're done with them, they get a new life. They go on to serve other purposes, which is very important to us. They go on to Scotland or Ireland to age whiskeys there, or Canada to age whiskey there, or Jamaica to age dark rum. Mexico to age dark tequila. The local breweries love our beer breweries love our barrels to flavor their beer. If you ever have a chance to have a bourbon flavored beer, it's quite good, quite good. So they do, or you can buy one in the gift shop. So lots of different uses. Some people make tables out of them, but they do get a new life because by law you can only use it one time here. It'd be like reusing a tea bag.
So they take those barrels and they roll them down those tracks all the way down to the warehouse over there. I thought that was really cool. I hope you enjoyed my video about the Woodford Reserve Distillery that I took in July 2017.